The brakes, draw back. Paddock on my wrist, I'ma hit him with a drip drip. They gon' pay the VIP to get a pic with me. I'm a star, brand new keys to the car. I'm the boss and the king of the czar. Got him so high, so addicted, telling me I'm the only queen of his heart. Guess I let you co-star. If I gotta do it, I'ma do the most. Since they paid to see a show, got the sauce overflow. Yeah. If I gotta do it, I'ma do the most. Watching me, they take no, raise a toast to the goat. Got the sauce overflow, yeah. If I gotta do it, I'ma do the most. Watching me, they take no, raise a toast to the goat, yeah. If I gotta do it, I'ma be the best. You can bet I got the recipe. Mastermind, creator of this high vibe energy. Only thing I'm loyal to is building a legacy. So quit testing me. Lot of commas in the bank, I'm a provider. Tell the amateurs stay in they lane, ain't no outsider. Bought a mansion in LA, right next to Mariah. Write a song, get filthy pay, price going high, yeah. If I gotta do it, I'ma do the most. Since they paid to see a show, got the sauce overflow, yeah. If I gotta do it, I'ma do the most. Watching me, they take no, raise a toast to the goat, yeah. If I gotta do it, I'ma do the most. Since they paid to see a show, got the sauce overflow, yeah. If I gotta do it, I'ma do the most. Watching me, they take no, raise a toast to the goat, yeah. Yeah. It takes a lot to be the best.
'cause you're the thing I want. I know you're feeling different when you're stressed out, but even with no makeup you still stand out. 'Cause no one makes me feel the way you do now, like you do now. The way that you move your body, you make it look like a hobby. Every time that you touch me, it's electricity. Things we discovered underneath last night's covers. Everything came so easy. It's electricity. It's late at night, I feel you on my skin. You're all that's on my mind. It's finally sinking in. You're it. I know you're feeling different when you're stressed out, but even with no makeup you still stand out. 'Cause no one makes me feel the way you do now, like you do now. The way that you move your body, you make it look like a hobby. Every time that you touch me, it's electricity. Things we discovered underneath last night's covers. Everything came so easy. It's electricity. You move your body, you make it look like a hobby. Every time that you touch me, it's electricity. Things we discovered underneath last night's covers. Everything came so easy. It's electricity. Raise that level up. Raise that level up.
A lot of them, rag, house by the lake, bought that, opposite brakes, draw back, paddock on my wrist, I'ma hit them with a drip, they gon' pay the VIP to get a pic with me, I'm a star, brand new keys to the car, I'm the boss and the king of the czar, got them so high, so addicted, telling me I'm the only queen of his heart, guess I let you co-star, if I gotta do it, I'ma do the most, since they paid to see a show, got the sauce overflow, yeah. I'm a provider. Tell the amateurs stay in their lane, ain't no outsider. Bought a mansion in LA, right next to Mariah. Write a song, get filthy paid, price going high. Yeah. If I gotta do it, I'ma do the most. Since they paid to see a show, got the sauce overflow. Yeah. If I gotta do it, I'ma do the most. Watching me, they take no, raise a toast to the goal. Yeah. If I gotta do it, I'ma do the most. Since they paid to see a show, got the sauce overflow, yeah. If I gotta do it, I'ma do the most. Watching me, they take no, raise a toast to the goal, yeah. It takes a lot to be the best.
some time, 'cause I'm already gone. So long, can you stay the night? 'Cause you're the thing I want. I know you're feeling different when you're stressed out, but even with no makeup you still stand out. 'Cause no one makes me feel the way you do now, like you do now. The way that you move your body, you make it look like a hobby. Every time that you touch me, it's electricity. Things we discovered underneath last night's covers. Everything came so easy. It's electricity. Electricity. Whoa. It's electricity. Electricity. It's electricity. When it's late at night, I feel you on my skin. My skin. You're all that's on my mind. It's finally sinking in. You're it. I know you're feeling different when you're stressed out, but even with no makeup you still stand out. 'Cause no one makes me feel the way you do now, like you do now. The way that you move your body, you make it look like a hobby. Every time that you touch me, it's electricity. Things we discovered underneath last night's covers. Everything came so easy. It's electricity. Electricity. It's electricity. Electricity. It's electricity. The way that you move your body, you make it look like a hobby. Every time that you touch me, it's electricity. Things we discovered underneath last night's covers. Everything came so easy. It's electricity. Electricity. It's electricity. You move your body. Electricity. You move your body. It's electricity.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to day one of the ESL 1 Birmingham closed qualifiers for the Western Europe region. It's going to be Aries and Fear bringing you the action today. Fear, we've got some incredible series in store for us.
Oh, we definitely do. And the first one is the team I haven't seen a lot of, and Team Tickles. Like, they've been around, they're bringing back the name, but I personally haven't seen them play a lot, so I'm really excited to see what they have to bring, especially against a modern name in Tundra.
Yeah, of course, a new Tundra team though, right? Who have had some success in some of the qualifiers and then have also fell a little bit short in some of the qualifiers as well. But for Tickles, I mean, I got to cover at least 3 of these plays when they played on Geek Fam in the TI-12 qualifiers, the regional qualifiers in Southeast Asia, which was Own, Force, and Narman. And that was a team that was kind of built together, and there wasn't really a lot of high expectations, but through the whole run of the qualifiers, this was a team that was able to take down a lot of big name organizations, and they could potentially do it here as well.
Oh yeah, they definitely can. They have the names, and as we've seen through Dota throughout the years, it's like never underestimate any of these teams, especially coming from the Western European region. It's such a competitive region. You never know what you're going to get.
Yeah, without a doubt. So We got the draft ready to go here for our first game, first series of the night as well. Of course, it's going to be 3 best of 3s as well. We got another stream with Western Europe Action 2, which is OG starting against the boys on Ninja Penguins. So, and of course, for us, we're going to have Tundra on the Radiant side, Tickles on the Die side. We had a little bit of a break, of course, between the Bedroom Darcher and the Dream League qualifiers, but I would have to say the meta hasn't particularly changed too much since then.
Yeah, I mean, there's always going to be like an ever-evolving meta, even if it's been like a patch that's been around for like 2 years straight, right? The meta is still going to evolve in some way depending on what heroes are popular at the moment. But overall, it is going to be a lot of the similar things. We're going to see a lot of most likely a Doom getting banned. Centaur is also getting banned. A lot of these popular offlaners are a high contention for the earlier picks. So we'll see what happens. Chen is also one of those heroes with Venge that are just the top tier supports right now. Chen, one of the strongest laning dominant heroes, I'd say, as a POS 5. So oftentimes if you don't have a good answer for that, you'll just get that one out of the pool. And Doom, I think, is probably one of the best heroes in the game right now. Very rarely will you see it get through the pool just because of how strong it is in the laning stage. Great Shiva's buyer. The new changes to Shiva. A lot of these offlaners, if you can buy Shivas, they'll go ahead and go for it, and Doom is a natural one.
Yeah, you can try and change your hero as much as you want with the the Doom nerfs or the rework, I suppose, but that hero, I mean, always the capability with an innate way to be able to find farm thanks to the Devour. You're always going to be this huge threat in the late game, and of course, still Doom is very dumb in its own right as well. So, one of the other heroes, the Nature's Prophet, is going to get picked up. I mean, more than likely going to be played as our support. Some teams like to flex it, but really, it's more than likely the 5.
Yeah, that's like the standard. It'll be a support. We have seen it being played. I was covering, I believe, it was China and just the last qualifier, and it was a carry, but very rarely do you get to see this hero on core nowadays, just because of the rework of how annoying it is to have this guy just teleporting around the map as a support, just being that +1, and it doesn't really slow down your farming speed either. So great hero to pick up. Can never complain about that one. So we'll see what Tundra. They had to know this was coming for sure. This hero's been in the meta for such a long time. They didn't ban it, so they should have something in response for it. But they're going through some reserve time, so maybe they thought they'd pick something else up instead of this NP. Really thinking about it.
We see some of those like classic NP counters in the first phase. Batrider is one of them in particular. Of course, Tundra get rid of it, and maybe some of the other ways to gap close aren't available with some of the bans from Tickle. So Tundra, they will go down the Magnus route. Of course, some flexibility, and a hero that is always going to give you power as the game goes on. A lot of team fighting potential, and just the reposition out of the skewer.
And I say if you have a Magnus player, this hero is in contention for first phase ban as well. It's really annoying, and one thing that Magnus does really well is he shuts down a large portion of the carry pool that likes to be played right nowadays. If you want to play these ranged heroes like a Lina carry, or think heroes like that Luna, like they hate being skewered into the middle of fights and RP'd, so it's going to change up a little bit on potentially what you want to play, but banning the Faceless Void, pretty good decision there. We've seen some Spearbreaker being played as well against the Nature's Prophet as one of those supports that can chase around the map. But it might be a little too weak if you want to run this Magnus in the offlane. You want to at least have the option of playing Magnus in the offlane. I think that's its default role. But you can still play it mid. You can also play it in the carry. And I don't think picking a Spearbreaker with a Magnus will set you up for success in the laning stage. So probably they won't go for it this route. Most likely going to pick one of those ranged position 4s to go with it. They ban out the Phoenix. It works. Anytime you have a BKB lockdown, Phoenix is always a possible pick. And Magnus and Phoenix always work well together.
If you were to list like some of the negatives that a Magnus has, or I guess some of the weaknesses is probably a better way to put it, is there any that kind of come to mind, or is he just really well all-rounded?
I think one of the only weaknesses I see with Magnus at the current point in time is he's not the strongest laner. He's not necessarily weak in the lane either, but there's definitely offlaners that are a lot stronger in the laning stage. So that is one of them. Outside of that, like, I'm not gonna lie. He's you get one ban every single game, and as you go in a ranked game, and my ban is always Magnus. So I hate playing versus hero. Just the ability to just get skewered back over and over again, or just like RP'd is incredibly annoying. Doom is the other one that's kind of annoying. So You know, these offlaners, they figured out. They picked the heroes that just annoys the carry the most and lowers your hero pool. And we see a
Must say-
bounty hunter actually with the
Yeah.
coddle. That's interesting.
I mean, these are some pretty annoying heroes right on Tickers. If you want to have 3 of them, that's going to be frustrating. Nature's Prophet for the global potential. I know Narman's been playing a lot of the Bounty Hunter in his pubs lately, and Lorinov really likes the Coddle in the mid lane too. So, of course, you're going to have ways for Tundra to be able to address the Coddle. Like, instantly you think of heroes that gap close. I mean, Storm Spirit, but he's a little bit lesser, but just as an example, some way to be able to get on the Coddle, and you kind of want that against the Nature's Prophet as well.
Yeah, for sure. This Team Tickles lineup definitely screams that they're going to play fast. Yeah, this Coddle, as you mentioned, if it goes in the mid lane, gets early boots of travel, it is incredibly fast around the map. NP can be anywhere. Bounty, you never know where this hero's at, but you already know he's going to be aggressive on you. This hero isn't very good at stacking and stuff like that. So they definitely want a lineup that is very single target focused right now. But at the same time, it is a lineup that is incredibly quickly, and if you lose control of your map control, you can find your map feeling really small. Downside, though, is they're playing into Tundra, who now have a ton of team fight. Now with this puck, they have the Magnus, techies as well. There's a lot of AoE control, so if you can set up traps and hold your side of the map and kind of like deal with the onslaught of the early game, you are putting yourself in a situation as Tundra where you'll feel pretty confident going into that mid-late game.
And surely that's going to be one of the supports that can really help out with the early game, right? I mean, the Hoodwink is a formidable laning hero, and we're seeing a lot of the prowess in the early game as well with the potential cash from the Bushwhack. I mean, your damage is ridiculous too if you want to go into that Mage Slayer, like I know Ari really likes. So you can definitely try and contend against the early aggression from Tickles.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, and I think you're going to have to at least deal with the lanes. And yeah, Techie's most likely going to be with 5. Hoodwink, Magnus, pretty strong lane either way. If you can get some Bushwhack into a Skewer, pretty much any ranged pos 4 that has a stun with any melee that has nukes is pretty strong here. And they're going to just pick a Darkseer blind here. Definitely is still a popular hero in the offlane. Doesn't have a lot of synergy so far with the heroes that you do see from Team Tickle. Sure, Bounty Hunter, Darkseer, it's a funny lane, right? But you can just Ion Shield the Bounty while he goes in Viz. Probably won't be as fruitful as like sometimes you'll see in pubs where people don't have detection. So that lane, and on paper, shouldn't be super strong, especially if you are reserving that last pick on Tundra for your carry. But they have the choice here. This Magnus, it could go carry. It would lane just fine against this. Or they can pick something else to round up the lineup. And kind of go ahead and just like deal with this Darkseer. Which, there's a lot of heroes that it makes an interesting dynamic of what Pure would be looking at to play in this game, because you do have to play against a Coddle, which is very quickly. So if you pick something that can't deal with that, that could be annoying. I mean, Lifestealer is one of those heroes that could be good in a situation like this. That might end up getting banned. Slark makes a lot of sense. Do you want a hero now that can either get rid of like the Coddle's Solar Bind, but also doesn't make a good illusion for the Darkseer too?
Okay. So I'm guessing, I mean, because Anti-Mage has always been known as kind of the counter to the Darkseer in the lane in particular. Would you say, though, it's too slow? Because that's kind of at least the criteria you're mentioning against the Coddle in particular.
It's definitely pickable, this game. They can definitely play it. Like, Anti-Mage has been hit or miss against Darkseer, because the wall is also good for Sam. But at the same time, yeah, the Mana Void is pretty big this game. You have a lot of ways to deal with the Coddle. It's not a bad ban. It just might be a little bit too slow. I think if you are Team Tickles, the Lifestealer might be better because you are playing versus a Magnus who's going to give them power, and on top of that, you have the Puck who can just like get in immediately with Infest Bombs. That could be a pretty good option if they want to go that route.
Of course, we still need to see the alternate hero as well. I mean, Sven is potentially one that comes to mind for me, just the Sven Darkseer combo. And the big reason why I bring it up is just because he's a Sven specialist. I mean, through his pubs previously, before he really joined some big organizations, and again in that run with Geek Fam in the TI12 qualifiers, he completely took over games. Sven is his best hero without a doubt. So that is maybe something. I know it's not very strong at the moment, but how would you feel about that?
It's okay. I mean, they banned out it's not bad, honestly, because like I would say Troll would have been the best pick for them. Alco was not bad either, but Sven could be something that would fit. But they're gonna just take the TA, which is good laning against the Mag here. Is there any potential? Yeah, no, I think it has to be their carry. Yeah, it has to be their carry here. Unless they do some weird stuff. But yeah, so it's pretty good in the lane versus Magnus. Obviously against Puck throughout the game, you have the trap silence, which is nice, and they're going to take the Sven instead. And this is a hero that's very good against the Dark. It's also good with Darkseer, as you mentioned, but it's also good against the Darkseer because the illusions don't get the cleave. The illusions also don't get the God Strength bonus damage. You just get the base damage from the hero. So this is definitely something that's pretty standard. However, Sven versus TA is not a good matchup as it goes later into the game. Burning through those refraction charges becomes very difficult as a Sven because you don't have multiple sources of damage. Yeah, the armor and stuff, most people look at it, wow, TA's minus armor, but Sven has plus armor, that's good, right? But that's not usually the issue with Sven. He just wants to go in, he wants to get a kill really quickly and get out. When you're playing versus a TA who has like a blink dagger, has these refractions, especially at level 25 when you have so many of these refraction charges, you just find yourself not doing any damage to TA whatsoever. So there's going to be a lot on tops in this game to scale, and obviously whenever you do have a Magnus, you have that X factor. This hero does allow you the ability to just reposition heroes that otherwise wouldn't be out of position, right? And that can get you a lot of good kills, so we'll see if MC is up for the task here, and it's just a standard Sven pick. I think they're really just trying to make sure they do well in the laning stage and scale. They have a lot of team fight, though, on Tundra here, whereas Team Tickles, they got a lot of maneuverability and map control.
Do you think they can get to that stage, though, from Tundra, where we can see the team fight really shine and the potential scalability from them? Because something that you were mentioning, halfway through the draft is Tickles, they're going to run at Tundra. This is a lineup that wants to play incredibly aggressive and have that fast pace. And do we think Tundra can manage that and weather the storm to get to the stage where they will be strong?
Oh yeah, definitely. I think both these teams, they're very smart. They play a lot of Dota. They're very high MMR, and I think they have good understanding of the game, and I think their drafts kind of show that as well. Both these drafts have a clear game plan, and there's no like huge weak link, I want to say, in the laning stage. It's going to come a lot down to just execution and the small little nuances of the laning stage.
Okay. Well, looking at the heroes we have, would you say there's a side that's a little bit more favored in the lanes as a whole, or are they pretty even across all three?
I think the Puck Coddle one's pretty even in the mid lane. If you want to like look at the off lanes, the Sven should be a little favored against the Darkseer. So that one goes a little bit Tundra's way, and then also the safe lane will go definitely in Tickle's way. So I want to say it's pretty even, I would say, as far as the laning stage go. Both safe lanes should win, mid should be a wash, and that'll pretty much be the game.
Then we have to pay a lot of attention to how the supports are going to rotate as well to try and set up some of the stacks. So we'll even hold that thought real quick as Tundra pretty aggressive with their smoke already, looking to evade into Tickles' jungle. Narman with the Shadow Walk, though, is going to be a pretty difficult kill.
Oh, they got the dust too. So they didn't even catch Narman with the dust there, just forced it out. They were ready for that too with that early dust, and that's kind of a bit painful. You don't want to start your item build, right? Every single item build you have, you're pretty much min-maxing like how much efficiency you're getting with your items, and buying a dust never feels good at level 1, and especially if you use it and you don't get anything from it. So that's a smoke plus dust down the drain here, but we're still smoked on Team Tickles though.
Yeah, it was a really late smoke from them at that. They have a pretty deep observer ward as well. That Scout Slopson gets a little glimpse of Pure and White One as well. So we'll see the trajectory they want to take to potentially take a fight around this bottom power rune. It looks like Tundra probably not going to contest this, so the late smoke from Geek Fan won't work out. Sorry, from Tickles. I cannot believe they still have their tags. What is going on? Why do they all? Like, Lorenov has level up. Like, Dekalis has his X team as well.
Haven't updated quite yet, unfortunately. Sometimes it'd be like that.
I miss the stand-in tag. I have no idea why we don't get stand-in tags anymore. Like, just
it does feel kind of delayed every single time. And I see a tag update. It's I don't know, it feels like it takes like half a year for it to get updated.
It's like you're potentially one more event and they're already off the team anyway. Like, what's the point of having the tag now? Like, sort it out to start. I don't know what's going on. But it's right, you'll see.
Just gotta know. Something really important to look at is normally when I look at a Darkseer lane is how well does it do in the first couple waves? Because that's when this hero is the weakest, and he did pretty well getting 3 out of 4 in the first wave, and then Narman realizing it's a weak lane and is going to pull the wave and kind of do some shenanigans down here.
Oh my god. Ah, yes. I have not missed this, I must say. I've not seen this for quite some time, so it's... If we get it only once in every couple of games, it's not the worst.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's not as bad as it used to be, right? But
Yes.
when it was just like 24/7, your designated duty as a pos force just to pull waves every single wave. But with the new changes of not being able to pull it from, except for the one specific area for the first 7 minutes, makes it much more difficult to do. And as I mentioned before, the first couple waves for Darkseer is always very difficult. So they're doing a good job just trying to weather the storm, really, of just what is the first couple waves of a Darkseer. And they're doing a good job here. And Narman, he's dragging the wave. He's done this before. He knows what he's doing here. And right now, yeah, Force is just going to pop a Clarity, and they're just going to try to get these mana boots as soon as possible. But there's no way they're slowing down Sven's farm. That's the downside of this. You always give the carry free farm if you do this, but I think they knew that ahead of time.
Does look like everything top lane's going pretty well from both the cores as well. On it's chilling at the moment. MC is off to a fine start as well. They will have the hard camp potentially to spawn pretty shortly as well to help out at the moment. But really the thing I want to look for is just how the supports look to make stacks. I mean, both sides really need stacks. The Coddle in particular for Lorinov, the Templar Assassin, the Triangle, even the Darkseer. I mean, you're mentioning about the Darkseer catching up. Sometimes we see him farming Ancients, and of course, you've got a Sven on Tundra.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of potential here to do stacks, but you just need to make sure the laning stage becomes, I'll say, stable before you start stacking. And I'll imagine around the 4 or 5 minute mark, we might start seeing those pos 4s move over to their respected areas to make that happen. Most likely NP doesn't do a ton of stacking because this hero likes to be a bit more aggressive on the map. However, will there be opportunities? I think there potentially will be, but we'll have to see where on the map that would be, because he probably can't gank a puck mid, most likely. And it depends on the bot lane, how aggressive Narman and Force can get with these Ion Shells. +1 with an NP TPing in, they could make something happen.
Probably a lot of it's also going to depend on the creep equilibrium as well down bottom, right? And with this small camp open at the moment from Tundra, it's always going to be able to drag the wave back. I mean, naturally Darkseer shoves it out as well.
Oh, they're going now.
I might look to dive though with the creep wave. Pure might be a little bit more of a difficult kill, so they'll turn their attention to Whitemon. They do set up for a double stun though, and now the pushback from 9cast. Well, this is just not what you were hoping for out of your first movement out of Dekalis, and now he's in a lot of trouble as well. I mean, they were able to at least get the sticky bomb before the death on the tech gear, so that'll assist in the chase down. Another pushback out of 9cast, and oh, what is this? I mean, this cannot happen from your first rotation out of a Nature's Prophet.
Nope, and 9cast showing off a masterclass here on, like, his rotation was so fast. He followed the NP immediately, and if he wouldn't have made that rotation, then they would have not have got those 3 kills. But that ends up being a triple kill there for the side of Tundra. Sure, you do get 1 kill in return, but another one goes the way of Pure here, as this bot lane is now pretty much a disaster.
Yeah.
You have free farm on this Finn. Add on top of it, you now have 3 kills on top of free farm. As you can see through the net worth as well, that Pure is just going to be a monster coming out of this laning stage right away.
Do you have a preference with the Coddle itemization in this game in particular? I know we've seen, like Vessel, Boots of Travel. There's also been some like Orchid Rushes, which I've seen kind of be a better way to deal with the puck. So is there anything you would prefer out of Lorinov this game?
I mean, the Boots of Travel for sure. And then from there, it doesn't matter too much, I think, at that point. Like, Orchid is something you probably will need in this game. Just look how little control you have for a puck this game, right? You have a lineup that has absolutely 0 stuns. So I think he's going to have to get an Orchid at some point. And it's such a good puck game just for that reason. They get this late pick puck. The only stun or control, I'll say, not even stun, that they will have for this puck is going to be through silences. And one of them is going to be through TA traps, and the other one you imagine will be through Coddle going for this Orchid, but that's just so far out as Lorinov isn't having the best time in the mid lane. It's a little even, but he's actually losing to Thompson here. Thompson does have 8 denies on him.
See a bit of a contest for the bottom power rune. Will be a region that spawns top though. Very minor thing, but very cute with the glyph use from Thompson. before the Lorinov wanted to move for the power, and it meant that he completely missed that full wave of gold. I think a little bit of experience as well. But it's 3,000 net worth lead already 6 minutes in.
This definitely is not a lineup you want to be down 3,000 gold against either. When your team Tickles lineup, you want to be up 3k gold at this point. Well, maybe that's a bit of a stretch. You want to be up that much. This is just like unforeseen disasters, right, in the laning stage. And Narman's going to try to make things happen on the side here. 9 class does not have any detection. They're just going to scout out. There's a little bit of stacks here. But back to the point of Team Tickles. They have a lineup that has no stuns, no control, and they're playing versus a Puck. They're playing versus a Magnus. They're playing versus a Techies. All these heroes have an innate way of like escaping. And we're going to go for the 7-minute wisdoms. Nope.
I don't know how Narman read that, honestly. I mean, they used 2 scans on Tundra to be able to read that the bounty was there. I don't know if the observe ward mid lane scouted at the Puck TPing over. That was a potential, but regardless, I think it is a 1-for-1 in the wisdom room department.
And they really want to get MC here.
Can they do it though? 17-1 charges. Blast going to be able to connect. Not enough damage. And now Thompson with the rotation. Cole's going to leash up to the blast off as well from Whitemon once again. I mean, Tickles, their second movement of the game is going to backfire. And as a result, Tundra, they're going to clean up Narman as well. Onet will at least be able to step into the tree line so they won't get the carry. But Tundra, 7 early kills. Sometimes things don't go the way you want them to go. Well, one of them was the laning stage, right? Like, you wanted to make things happen, you wanted to get aggressive, you picked a lineup that is supposed to be across the map, making things happen, and to be fair, they are everywhere at this point. They're just so far behind that they don't have the damage to get any kills, and it's really showing, like, the lack of stuns is hurting them. They go ahead and sprout the Magnus, try to make something happen, but they don't have a single stun to follow it up. So, yeah, he just skewers backwards to safety. And with the rotation on Thompson, getting that Dream Coil just means they're just left for dead there. And this game is getting to a point now where it's, what rotations do you have left in this game? I think you just kind of have to sit back and farm as... And no way, they're just going to dive a cuddle under a tower. Lorinov, no one nearby to protect him, and with the early levels that the supports are playing with, 9 class at 5, Whitemon 5 as well, so they're also pumping out a lot of damage.
They definitely are, and the one lane that was supposed to go well for the side of Tickles was this TA, but yeah, even that lane isn't being very successful here, as TA is the lowest net worth of all the cores right now, and this TA has no deaths. Out of all the courses, it's deathless. It's just the laning stage just didn't go well for Unit here. And it's one of the things of like how these POS 4s with a stun, plus these really strong offlaners, no matter how you try to counterpick them, it doesn't mean you're going to win the lane automatically. So this is a good showing from the side of Tundra here, just showing that they're just playing well right now. They're just playing super well on all their cores here. And now Narman, I guess he doesn't have a choice but to try and just run around the map and make things happen. Same with Lorinov.
Surely they'll get this one. Looks like they will. No rebuttal. Tundra, they're pretty happy with what they're getting across the map. And Thompson, the 9 class, should be able to take this tier 1 tower mid. They've got the power rune spawning surely as well. So potential another way for Thompson to look to get active across the map. They are wanting to contest it on Tickles.
I mean, Fiora is really strong here, but will he get overconfident? His Colling's on cooldown, actually.
1800 health they have to go through. It's a decent chunk of damage, but the blast going to come through in a second. The reinforcements, they'll come, but they're far too late to keep this Sven alive. But there will be a rebuttal in the end. Whitemon falling low as well. So 2 kills out of Tickles, but MC finds the RP with the skewer under the tower. And there will be a double kill in the end. Can they get to Carlos as well? Tops him with a haste, dancing in and out of the tree line. And have another round of spells up in a couple of seconds. Lorinov doesn't have the greatest resources to help out this Nature's Prophet. So in the end, Tundra, I mean, they do find 3, but not the worst in the end for Tickles.
Yeah, they did get the freebie on the Sven there. Like, Pure decided to use this Quelling Blade because you know how most carry players are. Sometimes you just spam your Quelling Blade off cooldown just to cut random trees because you're bored. He did that, and then he got sprouted. And then he was like, oh no, my Quelling Blade's on cooldown. Uh-oh. And then that kind of just got him caught out there. Yeah, small mistake there from Pure, but luckily for him, it doesn't matter that much for the game state. He's still going to be the most farmed hero in the game. He's still going to come back to a big stack of Ancients. All is good. They got rebuttal kills for his death. But it goes to show you there, you kind of need the stars to line here for Team Tickles to get a kill.
And unfortunately for them, Lorenov, no Vessel charges after that little fight down bottom. So if a potential another engagement does break out for this tier 1 tower defense, he will not have that. Doesn't look like Tundra. Maybe though. I mean, MC's got Blink, RP's still down. Looks like they're pretty happy with just the trade across the map though.
Yeah, a bit of an unusual build from the Coddle here too. It was just... Normally I see the boots of travel come out at like 7 minutes and he's all across the map, but with the early pressure of Thompson in the laning stage and the fact that they killed him twice, he feels like he has to just rush Vessel. And as you mentioned, he has no charges on either, so not only is he a lot slower than he usually is with the boots of travel movement speed and the teleportation across the map, he doesn't have any charges on this, so the threat right now for Tickles is it's very minimal. And it goes back to you have a lineup with no stuns. So if you're Puck here, you're like, you can play in their face as much as you want without any fear of dying. And to some degree, the other heroes as well. As we kind of look at Scurry from the Hoodwink, gets you across. We've got a Magnus with Skewer. And then you have Techies with Blast Off. It's only the Sven that's kind of like vulnerable to be getting stuck in place.
We'll see Narman's going to be able to start getting those tracks going. This tower still has not gone down though. I mean, they... I guess have that difficulty at the moment with Tickles, especially without kind of bringing Olnett in, and they're not brute forcing it with their current 3 heroes, so it's going to take them quite some time. And I mean, again, they're really loving life on what you're getting out of the map on Tundra. You have Thompson working on this Blink Dagger, very close to your next item out of Pure as well.
Yeah, they're getting there, and it looks like they're going to smoke and take the Twin Gate. They want to defend top lane, but I think the way that Pure has been playing already is he's pretty wise to what's going on here, playing very passively, and I think their job here is just to get as much farm as they can up here without overextending. Pure, he just wants to get to that BKB. He realizes if he buys BKB in this game, he is unkillable.
Paimon should, and he's going to go down, right? Paimon? Okay. They got some Vessel charges, so...
Took quite a lot, but you know, they eventually did get him there. But that's a trade yet again that Tundra's not too sad about. But maybe the game just begins now for Team Tickles. Track is online. They've all been there before. Every once in a while when you play versus a bounty hunter. Plan A is to like win the laning stage and have things go nicely. Plan B is just run around with Track and try to get killed.
Like the classic, Matthew Corey snipe potentially coming to play from Narman as well if he wants to get, be really annoying. So
that's also a possibility. But that's in this game state, definitely not where you want to be.
It's not going to be enough. Yeah, not where you want to be. Not going to be enough for Tickles. Down 6,000 gold, and this is still a lineup with an Empower in your arsenal, and Pure doesn't particularly need it as well. So all 3 cores on Tundra. Without a doubt in fighting shape. They've got some great vision across the map as well. We haven't really mentioned these deep observe wards that have been placed, really proving to be a bit of an issue. We're scouting out all the Tickles farming patterns.
Yeah, I think it's just Whitemon that's just playing the most dangerous parts of the map. He may go down here again, but I don't even know if they can kill him, actually.
I mean, they're coming through the portal, though. And if they want to chase... they're going to go too far into Tundra's territory. You need to make your mind up pretty soon here from Tickles, and Lorenov is going to be the first point of contact. They will split their attention. Pure's going to go to the north, so he won't be there to help out with the coil, but Thompson, he's got nothing to fear. Without any stuns, his Puck can get all the damage required onto the Coddle, and now Force is stuck in the trees. He's going to try and TP up, but that'll be stopped short. They didn't even kill Whitemon. Again, not a single person goes down on Tundra. All 5 heroes show up, and Olnett is nowhere to be seen on this Templar Assassin.
Yeah, there's not a lot you can do in this situation as the TA. He doesn't even have his Deso yet. Like, this timing right now is a very slow farming rise for a TA, and it's just because the laning stage didn't go well, and now Pure, because he had such a great laning stage, if we go back to when he got those 3 consecutive kills, top of obviously free farm, he feels strong enough to go ahead and just join these fights. Sven, this is a hero. He's happy to join fights when he has Mask of Madness, Echo Saber. Of course, you're not just going to be running around the map looking for fights, but however, you're good to fight. TA, different type of hero. You kind of want that Desolator online with the Dragon Lance before you even join anything, but most likely you want the Blink Dagger too on top of it. So, Olned also realizing that he doesn't even have the luxury to go for the Blink Dagger this game because they have no way to control this puck. They have no way to stop this Techies. We've seen multiple times in a row just blast off out of problems. He needs that shard immediately so he can add that silence on top of the Psionic Trap. Yeah, he's dead.
Under the T2 tower, but what have you got to fear on Tundra? With the DD on Thompson and the damage from the supports, unstoppable streak fought the puck. They're looking bottom too. We're pretty deep absorbed. They was able to scout out Force. They're starting to move on down via the outpost. Also able to get some distance thanks to the surge. It does look like Narman as well is out of trouble. Hold that thought though. Thompson, nice read. But Force an even better one.
Looks like the Hoodwink is going to go for even more control. Looks like the Atos is on his mind for this particular game. And then Lotus Orb is coming up for Whitemon as his first item. Some interesting support items. They're not the usual just Glimmer, Force Staff. And so it looks like we will be killing Narman yet again. Death number 6 for him there.
Jeez.
Having a bit of a rough one.
Look at this movement as well from Tundra. This is really creative. You're probably expecting Tickles to think that they're setting up behind Pure, sieging the tower, and they're going to smoke across the map, and they're going to be rewarded off the back of this Force next to the T2 tower. Mid lane with a jump over the top. Another easy kill for Tundra to find.
Yeah, that was holding their hand there. Definitely calling their bluff on that one. Just throwing Sven on the bot lane. He was tracked. He's like, I'll just show, guys. Go ahead and smoke across the map here. And it's full retreat mode as Olna is... He's deathless so far, by the way. He has not died once. But that might change pretty soon here.
They need to get him to protect him. Olna's going to try and deal with Whitemon. The disarm's proving to be a little bit of an issue at the moment. Blast off if they got the damage. Lorinov has to overcommit for the kill though. Yes, he gets it. But it means it puts himself in the firing line. And MC, he's still got the RP if he can get up to Olna. He's got that harpoon in a couple of seconds. Drag back, Skewer over towards Pure's location. Force, he's here to try and do whatever he can. I mean, it's a decent wall, but there's just nothing left in the tank. They'll get the kill onto MC, but it doesn't matter in the end. Tundra, they were the ones that were expecting Tickles to play aggressive in the early game, but with how the lanes went, there's been no stop for Tundra.
I don't know where this NP got the farm to farm an Atos, but that Atos did net them those both the kills that they did get. Pretty impressive here that the fact that even though this game has been going so bad, that Ducalis was able to find at least some form of control. How desperately they need a stun, right? And that Atos is exactly what they needed to get those 2 kills. Fight was still disaster, nonetheless, right? But without that form of like stun, they would have got absolutely nothing. So this lineup was very risky. It was really fast-paced. It's supposed to be in your face, getting kills all the time. However, we're seeing the downside if you don't win more lanes in this, or you don't have a better early game. Not having stuns can be very difficult to play the game if the game is even, or especially if you're behind.
And they're Force.
Take him to Pure.
Portal. Easy kill. And now they might be able to catch up to more. Little TP out there from Lorinov. Escapes. I don't know if they know that Narman's nearby. See if they want to consider about Roche though here for Tundra. You got the God Strength ready to go. A little bit slow for them, but...
Yeah, I mean, this game is just going to be cat, mouse, whack-a-mole, whatever you want to call it. As soon as the hero shows on the map, Tundra's going to go and deal with them immediately. Even going to take their Tormentor. This is one of the worst spots you can be in a game of Dota, when your 20-minute Tormentor is taken by the enemy team. And they're just going to leave their Tormentor because they don't want to lose map control, but they're already on the enemy side of the map. And that's been like the downside of Tormentors, and why a lot of people don't think they're very good, is normally you have to lose map control to kill your own Tormentor. However, if you do kill the enemy Tormentor,
feels great.
That's free. Yeah, that's great. You don't have to lose any map control. You get the free shard on top of it, and they're going to find NT.
I mean, pure TP to the opposite side of the map. MC only has Whitemon nearby, gets some separation with the skill. We'll try and TP, but the damage from the Carlos. What a lovely hero, man. A Nature's Prophet with an Agim Shard can do that much damage into the Magnus, and they are some much needed kills for Team Tickles.
Yeah, and yet again, like, this is one of the most annoying things about playing versus NP is your Quelling Blade situation. And guess what? He took his Quelling Blade out of his backpack so he could, or put it in his backpack so he could have Dust ready, which is also annoying because you're playing versus Bounty Hunter, so you have to have Dust, Quelling Blade in your inventory. It really shrinks the amount of items you can have there, but yeah, the Shard on top of the just damage from the Sprout did tons of damage to MC, didn't have his Quelling Blade ready. Got a bit of a freebie there, and they're going to go into Roshan, but I am not so sure you can do this one. But they're going to try. Maybe this is an opportunity to get a fight with the max vacuum that's available with wall.
Oh,
try to make it happen.
This is super scary now. I mean, Dakalis TP's right in the middle. Put himself in the front line to act as a bodyguard. It's not going to matter in the end, though. Both supports are going to go down, and now what's the call from Tickles?
Oh, no,
Ona got bashed! Oh, Ona got bashed on the TP. Please don't drop the sentry. He is praying. They have no idea, but they do indeed. There's a gem on Thompson. Just the luck of Roche to bash him when he's TPing out.
I mean, is it luck or should you not TP out in front of Roshan?
I mean, that's probably definitely the call. You probably don't TP out in front of Roche.
Yes, his bash is... You know, Roshan's bash is always there. I feel like every time I do Roshan, you know those like last couple hits on Roshan right before he dies? You always get bashed, right? And then of course, like, okay, I'm bashed for 2 seconds and the Aegis is on the ground. Now someone's gonna try and snipe it. That's just what Roshan does. He bashes you whenever the hell he wants to.
Yeah, those moments when you're playing Ursa or Husk or whatever, you're trying to sneak Roche, using Empower, those last couple of ticks, just 1 second longer, another bash comes out. It's like, what's going on? I felt like a desperate play, right, for Tickles. I mean, you're down 8,000 gold now. It felt like it was do or die. You know, if you give that Aegis over to Tundra, all of a sudden, map is already impossible to get out. It's going to be even more difficult with them just shrinking the map, and then eventually that would have been the Aegis to go high ground, and unfortunately they made the call and didn't go their way.
It did not, and now they have to... Well, I don't know exactly what they have to do to get back in this. It has to be on the back of an incredibly big team fight throw from Tundra on the high ground of Team Tickles. But if they want to just keep playing the map slow and steady, they can. It's really up to the choice of Tundra right now of how do they want to play this.
Oh, they got one. And that's the important target as well. Ona dragged out of the base. Nothing they're going to be able to do. I mean, he's got to buy it back, but it's so disastrous for him to use it at this stage of the game.
Now you see why I ban Magnus every game.
Yeah, no, it's understandable.
It's not fun.
And look at Pure. I mean, he's going to get Lauren off too. MC also has his own, of course, so double harpoon. Oh boy. Not the start you want here for your Game 1 qualifiers. I mean, we've seen Tickles and Tundra play previously in the past, that Betboom Darcher qualifier. Tundra was able to knock out Tickles. MC is going to be able to get another 2. Drag back onto false, not even an opportunity. This one is over, and it's been that way for quite some time now. Tundra, a very, very convincing Game 1 from them. And Fear, I've got to say, this has really been the Tundra for a little bit of time now, that they had a rough going up against OG in that Betboom Darcher where the grand finals they got 3-0'd, and then since then in the Dream League qualifiers, the 2 series they played, they won them all and looked so much more convincing.
I mean, this game has been completely dominant. It looks like they want to try one more team fight. I'm not sure if I respect this or I think this is foolish, but either way, like, I'm going to go with the respect factor. They think they can have one more team fight, right? One more team fight. You're down 30k gold, you're playing into Aegis. I don't think there's any reason for you to, like, take your foot off the gas. You literally just used 1 coil, and you took 4 barracks. RP is still available. You still have everything up. So, all right, one last desperate fight it is. They're going to smoke it up. They're like, hey, if they come up here, we get a kill, maybe we can make something happen. I love the commitment here, the resilience, and the creativity in this Smoke Inc. But they're just so far behind. The chances of this working are incredibly low. That's
a very cute angle, but 27,000 deficit. going to be very difficult. They're going to see the observer ward drop. Full awareness on the position currently from Team Tickles. Pure is just going to frontline, knows no fear. But the vacuum's going to prove to be a little bit annoying from Pure. Nice harpoon onto the Ancients, though. Will be able to lower himself down to the ground, and now Pure closes the distance onto Ulna. Refraction isn't available for him to protect himself. And now they're going to be able to clean up as well. Without Ulna's damage, there is no hope here from Tickles in this last fight of the game.
They're showing some resilience here. Maybe there will be one more fight. You never know. But Thompson, he's got that Eul's. Like, they've been waiting so long for that Orchid that finally came on the Coddle. By the way, he didn't go boost to travel at all this game, realizing, you know, I don't need maneuverability this game, as Narman will probably go down here. We just need to win a fight.
Yeah. And, well, they won't get that successful fight. Not once this game.
Yep,
Mega's already far out.
Okay, how do you deal with this?
Oh, you don't. No, you don't. Yeah, I mean, you said it. It's some resilience, and that's always been, you know, very interesting for your different teams on their identities, and you know, if they want to have this resilience or not. As 9 class, well, they won't get the hoodwink. Some consolation prize. MC's also ready to go once again. Silent's gonna stop the jump in. Narman gonna chase him down. Of course, they're scouting out Thompson too, but I mean, Carlos is wanting kills, but everyone else is a little bit slow to catch up.
Man, they're chilling. Well, Pure has a Moon Shard.
What? Okay.
He doesn't want to chill.
No, he's ready to close this game out. I mean, they're going to be able to do so surely as well. Pure, I mean, detection, boys? Anyone? Hello? I need some way to see my 10-player assassin enemy. They're going to be able to find him last second. Well, the wall's there, but Pure just instantly cleaves over the illusions. And now Pure's going to jump to be able to close out this game as well. Straight to the backline, deals with Lorenov. They almost caught out Thompson. Phase shift's going to stall him out for the moment. Thompson's not even going to die, and Pure will find a rampage, and with that, they're forced to call it quits. An easy game 1 victory from Tundra to start the Birmingham qualifiers.
Yeah, I just think the lineup Tickles had to do way better in the laning stage. And I think a lot of it goes down to 9 class. His rotation to the bot lane, like, he responded immediately right when NP TP'd, and they got that reverse like sweep down there in that lane, and that was already a disaster to the start of this game. Of course, mid lane Thompson doing really well. Of course, he had the counter pick matchup, so he was supposed to do well. And then of course it was MC on the Magnus. Like, he shut down this TA in the laning stage. The TA didn't die once, but still won in the net worth pretty handedly, and you're playing versus a puck with absolutely 0 stuns. In fact, you're playing versus multiple heroes with 0 stuns, so the fact that you weren't able to get that early boost of travel on the Coddle because bad laning stage, you're not able to run across the map and make things happen, it just snowballed out of control. You picked a lineup from Team Tickles that was very much so, we're going to run you over, but they got ran over instead pretty hard. So, like, that's just the nature of the draft, unfortunately, and they just got outplayed.
Yeah. So what do you feel like the mentality needs to be going into the next game? Do you feel like, because now you're a game deficit, you really don't want to drop down to that low bracket? Are you saying, let's maybe shy away a little bit more from the high tempo kind of lineup so we have a little bit more security in the late game? Or do you feel like you'd potentially double down?
I would say you definitely do not double down. I think we tried our 0 stun lineup for the day. Let's go ahead and just play some normal Dota, because that was a bit embarrassing to just get stomped that hard. And it really just came down to lineup. Don't double down, because it'll feel really bad if you lose 2 games in a row like that. And you just proved that it didn't work. It just didn't work. Play a bit more stable, pick a bit more stuns, and just play a normal game of Dota.
Of course, we've got to remind everyone as well that there's only 1 qualifier slot. This is not like Dream League where Western Europe had 3 slots at the moment. Only 1 team is going to be able to make it through, and it doesn't matter with what the teams have at the moment, with a couple of, of course, Falcons and Nigma and Quest being in MENA. This is still a incredibly difficult region. You need that extra life, and, well, at the moment for Tickles, you are 1 game away of being eliminated in pretty convincing fashion from Tundra. So a very formidable way to be able to start the day. We're going to find out if they can repeat that in game 2 after a short break.
I wasting time? 'Cause I'm already gone. So long, can you stay the night? 'Cause you're the thing I want. I know you're feeling different when you're stressed out, but even with no makeup you still stand out. 'Cause no one makes me feel the way you do now. Like you do now. The way that you move your body, you make it look like a hobby. Every time that you touch me, it's electricity. Things we discovered underneath last night's covers. Everything came so easy. It's electricity. Electricity. Whoa. It's electricity. Electricity. It's electricity. When it's late at night, I feel you on my skin. My skin. You're all that's on my mind. It's finally sinking in. You're it. I know you're feeling different when you're stressed out, but even with no makeup you still stand out. 'Cause no one makes me feel the way you do now. Like you do now. The way that you move your body, you make it look like a hobby. Every time that you touch me, it's electricity. Things we discovered underneath last night's covers. Everything came so easy. It's electricity. Electricity. It's electricity. Electricity. It's electricity. The way that you move your body, it make it look like a hobby. Every time that you touch me, it's electricity. Things we discovered underneath last night's covers. Everything came so easy. It's electricity. Electricity. It's electricity. You move your body. Electricity. You move your body. It's electricity.
Welcome back. We got Tundra up against Team Tickles. Game 2 around the corner. Of course, Tundra, a very, very convincing Game 1 victory from them, just the way you would hope to start the qualifiers here for ESL 1 Birmingham. And Tickles, we're going to have to see some adaptations, of course, heading into this second draft, because Fear, that was where you potentially fell a little bit short, I guess, mainly in the play, right? That was the big issue where we saw, the lanes didn't go well, but it felt like if you have a slow start, your draft, it's always going to be difficult to come back from there.
Yeah, for sure. And I think when you go into a lineup and you decide you're going to do a coddle mid who already has no control, when I feel like most of the mids of this meta right now have a lot of control, like your Ember Spirit, Puck, Void Spirits are becoming a lot more popular, then you're going to be in a situation where you pick an off lane that also has no stun, or a position 4 that has no stun, and then you end up with a lineup that has 0 stun whatsoever. And I think that's the only adaptation I really would like to see, but am I going to get it? Nope.
Oh
They're like,
God.
you know what? That was not the problem. We're just going to do it again. We're going to run it back. We're going to see if Tundra even respects the fact that they had this lineup before and bans out the coddle, or like, nah, you can have that again. We don't care.
That's
Or
so
if they
crazy.
just want to pick out a puck or something now to pick, or not even, doesn't have to be a puck, but you could pick something with a bit more maneuverability, because these heroes don't have any lockdown. You can also go back for the Sven, because that worked in game number 1 brilliantly. Good versus all 3 of these heroes. Why not?
Okay, so there's your Sven, and let's see what the response is going to be from Tundra if they want to save Topson's hero to last. Of course, still looking for their secondary support, and we're going to get it out of the hoodwink.
Yeah,
I'm running back.
That makes sense. Are we going to see a coddle? That's like going to be
Please
the big
don't.
question here.
Do you like Coddle mid? I'm really not. I'm not a big fan. How do you feel about the hero though?
I think if you're going to pick him early, it's fine, but you have to have a good game. Because like when you do pick it, so here's the adjustment they're going to make. Like I didn't like the coddle with the Darkseer and the Nature's Prophet, because you just don't have anyone that can make something happen. So this is the adjustment they're going to make. Obviously Ember Spirit with Darkseer, really good combination. Ember Spirit, one of like the best mids of the patch. Never complain having an Ember on my team. With the change to Mage Slayer, absolutely insane on this hero. Just everyone does 40% less damage, cancels Blink Daggers forever. Really strong hero right now, so it's pretty good. The only downside Ember does have, and will continue to have, is the fact that he is prone to getting crushed in the laning stage. And there's a multitude of heroes that can do it, like your Shadow Fiend, your Huskar, Vipers. These type of heroes can make it so Ember just has 0 game whatsoever, and he still runs into the same issue. When he has no game, he doesn't make many things happen across the map. And we're going to see the exact same 2 bans as last game. I think the Troll going out is a no-brainer. This hero is one of the best heroes of the patch right now, and is very good for Sven. One of the few heroes that can actually out-man-fight a Sven is that Troll Warlord, so get it out of there. And Alchemist, same story. I think they don't want to have any more control on the side of Team Tickles. Hold them into a situation like game number 1 where you just have a lineup that is a bit incomplete. And I think you don't go back for the TA this game if you are on Team Tickles. You tried it. You played versus the Hood. You played versus the Magnus. I mean, we talked about how the same lineup on Team Tickles is prevalent. Tundra has the same lineup too. They have 4 of the same heroes, so Tundra's lineup is actually more similar than Team Tickles' lineup was from game number 1. So both teams are kind of deciding like, well, we won because our lineup is better than your lineup. But Team Tickle's like, we're just going to make 1 or 2 adjustments, and that's all we need.
Do you feel like, what is the criteria you're looking for out of Onit's carry?
What does he have the criteria for carrying? I mean, I think, like, which hero specifically, or like, what is his role in the game? I mean, Ursa looks really good in a game like this. You are playing versus the Magnus. The Sven, I mean, Slark could be potentially good too. You want to be a hero that can, if he gets jumped on, has the ability to man fight. Your goal here is to be able to beat Sven in the late game, and you also want to be able to survive the laning stage against a Magnus. Ursa is not the strongest laner, but they went for the laning approach last game and it didn't work anyway, so maybe it's time to change your approach. I mean, Morphling would be good too, if they want to go for one of those heroes that just has the outscale potential on a Sven. There's a lot of heroes that can kind of outscale Sven nowadays, but as we saw in the last game, sometimes you can outscale as much as you want, but if you can't get to that point, well, what's the point?
Well, let's see. They're really thinking about this last ban from Tickles. Of course, you were mentioning, some lane counters to the Ember. The classic Tops and Sniper is can be one that's very, very difficult to deal with. So, how do you feel about Dragon Knight as well? That is a hero that we've seen rise a little bit. I've always felt that I feel like the matchup versus Ember, in particular, the lane is very, very DK favored. And I think some of the changes with the Breathe Fire, getting the corrosive is just like a nice value of life change. It is like where do you feel about that hero?
Oh, no, DK is really good against Ember. I'm pretty happy with it. Oh, Wind Ranger. That one works too. Good in lane against the Magnus. Good for Sven in the game. So I do like that choice. It does have another stun. And DK is very good versus Ember. So I do like it. Also, your right clicks apply the poison touch too.
Oh, do they?
Which is, yeah, that's a new change. As long as you have the ultimate leveled, it'll apply it. So
okay, I thought it was just the Breathe Fire. All right, I didn't know it was the right clicks as well. There you go. So
even better.
Even better. You get the Tops and Pango though as a response from Tundra. So this, I mean, the matchup with Pango and Ember. How do you feel about this between the Ember and Pango, right? Because of course, Chains versus Pango can be kind of nice, but then Diffuser Blade can be debilitating for an Ember Spirit.
Yeah, I mean, as far as the matchup goes, I believe this is Ember favored in the mid lane. I think Topson kind of last picked a hero that he thought was good for the game and what his team needs, as opposed to just shutting down the Ember.
Sure.
There's always like two different types of approaches when it comes to your mid laner. Sometimes you don't want to mess up the dynamic of the team, where each player has a specific function in the game that they need to do for the team to. It's not that Topson can't like crush an Ember mid or something, but maybe the dynamic of the team is, Topson, you get runes, you run around. This is how they decide this is the best way to play the game. However, I would say this last pick was not necessarily punishing. Darkseer not particularly bad against the Pangolier, and the fact that you do get to just run away or disengage your cores from the Pangolier. Ember also has his own way of getting away from the role. Same with Wind Ranger. Wind Run is very easy to get away from the role, so you might be secure and safe as Pango in the role this game until Wind Ranger gets a couple levels. However, your ability to lock down heroes isn't particularly good, so I will say this time around from Team Tickles, their draft, even if they do make a couple mistakes in the laning stage, it won't just fall apart. Or it shouldn't fall apart just based off of how the lineup.
Keyword shouldn't though. So
it is a keyword. I mean, I think after last game, if you get behind than the manner you did, your lineup has no ability to just come back. So this one at least has some comeback potential. They got a lot more rounded heroes, and honestly, their safe lane should go better too. Wind Ranger is just a stronger hero than TA this patch, just because these universal heroes like these Snapfire, Wind Rangers, really strong in the off lane just because of how much damage they do, or in the safe lane. I mean, Wind Ranger right now is played mid, carry, off lane, whatever position, just because of how strong the laning stage is of this hero. And
there's back-to-back games now for Tickles where they've gone for this really late smoke. So this was under the Observer Ward mid lane though, so of course Tundra have full awareness of what's going on. They just don't particularly know the pathing at the moment.
Bit of a stalemate here. I think both teams realize if they go to the opposite side of the river, they will die. So it's just a bit of a waiting game. 10 seconds till the rune comes out, and we'll see if any action happens here. I mean, the smoke is still running here.
The battle begins.
Probably going to say Radiant have a more favorable level 1 as well, and Naaman's just going to run straight into them, and Tundra going to lick their lips. They get first blood. They might even get the kill into Dakalis as well. The Pure is getting beat down. His right clicks from Onan into Carlos. Pure, he'll get out of danger. Looks like DeCarlos is going to be okay as well, but both these heroes will take a lot of harass. Where did that first blood go? It looks like Whitemon got the kill and DeCarlos got the rebuttal for Tickles.
I really like the fact that the Wind Ranger just let the Sven live. Like, he could have chased him down and potentially killed him, but going to the laning stage with 20% HP, it honestly feels
I thought you were
worse
joking,
than death.
honestly. I thought you were joking at first.
No,
like,
no, I'm
so,
100% serious.
Like, nah, what was he actually doing? Why did he go for the kill? But, yeah, I mean, less resources now for Pure.
When you go to lane with 20% HP, you might as well be dead. Like, because, like, he's gonna just not be able to have the same pressure that he had before. I actually haven't seen this in a long time. Pure just dropped his Quelling Blade to CS. That used to be something that happened a long time ago when you'd min-max or CSing. Haven't seen it in a long time. Kind of.
No, that's some old nerd stuff, right? I mean, we've got a lot of like really new mechanics. I mean, I guess the first one comes to mind, the min-maxing with like swapping out attributes when you're getting mana or health back in particular. Strength treads swapping as well. But yeah, we haven't seen the Quelling Blade swap for a while.
I mean, generally speaking, like, you haven't had
Hang on,
time.
whoa, Olner.
That's not good.
You
The
would say
struggle
this is-
continues.
That's like really the big strength out of the Wind Ranger, right? Like your laning stage in particular.
Well, it's supposed to be, but maybe there's a little bit of nerves. Hard to say what causes that. Maybe one little mistake, but these little mistakes can snowball in a big way, especially when you draft this hero for you as your last pick to do well, and already not off to a hot start here.
How have you kind of dabbled into the Wind Ranger as well? I know you were saying it's very strong at the moment as a carry. Have you experimented with it?
Oh, definitely. It's very strong laner. I mean, the one downside of this hero is the fact that it doesn't flash farm, right? You don't have this cleave ability like the Sven has, but the one plus side it has is the fact that it generally just crushes its lane really hard. Just because the power shot, it adds a slow now, which is really great for the laning stage. You can always get out of trouble with the wind run, and of course, once you win your lane, you get that focus fire up to that javelin. It can pretty much make the offlaner's lane completely miserable. So, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good things for it. It's not just saying if you lose the lane with Wind Ranger, your game is like completely over. But that's definitely one of the strongest parts of the hero. And of course, there's so many good things this hero can provide. To mention one of them, Disperser being super popular in this patch, Maelstrom being popular in this patch, and guess what? Wind Ranger loves both those items.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is like the item build for Wind Ranger kind of cookie cutter, or is there? It's kind of you can go down different routes.
It's an interesting hero. Like, there's a set amount of items that you can get with this hero, but it's pretty cookie cutter in the sense that you're only going to be picking from a couple items. Like, Diffusal Blade's going to be one of them, Maelstrom's going to be the other, into the Gleipnir. At some point, you want your BKB. Aghanim Scepter is always an option, and of course, Pike. Those are like the big items for the hero.
Okay.
But in which order you build those is going to be game dependent.
We'll see what the choice is going to be from Onit. There's still struggling a little bit off the back of the early death. Meanwhile, though, we haven't particularly touched too much on this mid lane, and Topson is in a little bit of trouble at the moment. Once again, it's going to be up to 9 class to respond to the TP in from DeCarlos, and looks like it will be enough to protect Topson. It's going to get a lot of damage out onto Lorinov, and with another round of the spells out of the Pango, he might be in some trouble, and he's just got nowhere to run. He's going to try and go over down to the south, but Topson can easily close the distance, and again, 9 class, the instant response from the Nature's Prophet TP.
Yeah, I have not felt the presence of a Nature's Prophet. I've felt the presence of the Hoodwink, and the Hoodwink is just responding to the NP. It feels like the NP's just backfiring on them. Like, he comes in every single time with Ducalis, like, oh, I'm NP, I can be here, I can dive you. But the reality is, that's the issue. They're diving, right? So the point to where every single time, 9 class can just respond underneath the tower. And it's like they have their own Nature's Prophet in that regard. If you're going to dive under the tower, you're going to get a response from the enemy pos 4, so you're not really getting much of an advantage. I think they need to use this NP a little bit differently, and not just dive under towers. Like, fight in open areas where you can't just TP immediately. Use the advantage you have of this teleportation.
This is back-to-back early games, been very impressed though out of the Hoodwink, and I mean this is an individual who's probably lesser known. I'd say, well, definitely if you take a look at Tundra, they've got some incredibly well-known players, but I mean 9 classes, you're very, very high up on the leaderboard, ranked 6 in Europe, which I mean pretty ridiculous with all the players you've got there. Of course, you previously played on like some tier 3 Eastern European teams. Played a little bit in the DPC as well in Division 2, but it is really showing up huge here for Tundra.
Most definitely is here. And like, what lane is even going good? I suppose the Ember lane was going fine, but after a couple of rotations, CS-wise it was going fine, but after a couple of rotations and a death. But yeah, the Pango's top net worth now, and yet again another game where all 3 lanes are won by Tundra. And generally when you have a game where 2 games in a row that one team wins the laning stage, that generally speaking is just a skill gap, I hate to say it, where the other team is just like individually just stronger laners. And we're gonna have to come back through team fight and execution on the side of Team Tickles here, because it seems like their laning stage is not their strong suit. Or at least it has to be through team fight execution. Otherwise, well, this game is going to be quite difficult for them, because the laning stage is already 3k at 6.5 minutes. Yeah. That is huge.
We'll see how easy this attempt's going to be onto MC top. Maybe it's not even one. Potentially Narman's looking to snipe. 9 class is already well aware of this potential shenanigans out in Narman, so see who's going to be able to pick this one up. Oh, you got it. All right, at least Narman's able to get it this time.
Yeah, I mean, now 9 class is mad.
Oh.
Oh, no. They don't have protection for this.
Okay.
And they got a rotation on Thompson, too. He just got away with murder. He literally just got away with murder. He got a rotation from the mid. He got the Wisdom Rune. Life is good. I mean, that's a step in the right direction there. Double Wisdom Rune at 7 minutes. Forcing a rotation.
The instant call from Lorinov as well, of course, with the mid laner not showing. He drags the wave, so it means that his own creep wave goes under the tower, which is pretty much almost a full wave denied. White Mom was able to get nearby and circle a little bit of that up, but nice little play from Lorinov.
And Pure getting away with greed here as well, able to go for that broadsword right away over the Morbid Mask, as Mask of Madness does require a broadsword now instead of the quarterstaff of before. So a little bit of farming efficiency here. But you only can do this whenever you have like a free lane, and as you can see, much like game number 1, his lane is completely free, even though he started the lane with like 10% health. Or maybe even less, like 5% from the laning stage. Not the laning stage, but the pre-rune fight. It didn't seem to slow him down whatsoever. I think a lot of it comes down to, man, this bounty hunter hero has been super... Yeah, you were annoying, you took away the rune and stuff, but his laning presence is like... Compare that to 9 class, right, on this Hoodwink. It's a night and day difference of like what you can do in the laning stage as a bounty hunter.
Have they got the damage for Pure, even with Nature's Prophet?
He's got 20 Swan, by the way, and infused raindrops. I'm going to have to say, even if they bring 5, they probably don't.
It's just taking so long. I mean, Waimon, again, is going to take the gank. And we'll see if there's going to be a response out of Tundra, what the call is from them. Pure's going to be able to land the stun. It's a nice vacuum. Stops the blast off from connecting. They will still get the kill nonetheless, and Thompson's ready with the Rolling Thunder as well. He'll turn his attention over to Narman. Lacking the detection a little bit too late, though, so Narman's able to step out.
I had another failed rotation from Thompson as well, so at least they're controlling Thompson this game. They're not stopping his farm. Yeah, they're not stopping his farm, but imagine he was getting kills on top of the top net worth. So that's good. As Wind Ranger will make her way down here as well, focus fire down the tower. And things aren't great, but they're better than last game, so at least that's a step in the right direction.
Yeah, it's so rough to say when it's 4,000 deficit. Like it's better than last game though, and we'll see. Finally, they get lucky this time. Lorinov has not been able to work with any power runes this game. Pretty nice sprout. But Thompson's going to go uncontested, and with the spell casting out of the Pangolier, it means that Lorinov is going to be in some trouble. Remnant over to the cliff, but Thompson can continue to chase. He's going to be able to go for the kill instead. Wants to catch up to Dakala Singh's
defusal now
out of the Nature's Prophet, and Yeah, Larinov is going to be cautious potentially. Still got some remnants to work with, but nonetheless, I mean, these are just free kills for the boys on Tundra. And MC's he's fine as well. I mean, the Mag has got a blink dagger now.
Mag's got a blink. Pango's got a defusal at 10 minutes. I don't even know what happened this game. Like, I kind of know, but at the same time, like, it hasn't been that bad. It's only 6 kills, right? But, like, they just got outplayed so hard in the laning stage that there's just gold on every single hero. Like, an exuberant amount of gold. Like, a blink at 10 minutes. You've got a diffusal blade at 10 minutes. Mask of Madness, and what else is on Pure for Cure? He's on his way to, like, an Echo Saver. Like,
He's first RP with the Blink reveal. They're going to be able to drag him back to Thompson. Have fun with your win run. Instant Diffusal is going to be able to inhibit him. And they've like, look at bottom. You got 2 heroes looking at a Sven, but like, what are you going to be able to do? Again,
they're looking.
He's got 1 charges, and so another time where you're like wanting to potentially make this go onto a carry down bottom, and you don't have the damage.
I mean, this must have worked in some scrims, right, for Team Tickles, or like they ran some Nature's Prophet plus Bounty Hunter, and they did well in the laning stage with the Darkseer, and they probably just ran them over and like, all right, this is gonna be our strat for the week, right? And unfortunately, sometimes your scrims do not indicate whether it's gonna work in an official match, and it's kind of proving here too. And well, they're gonna try and go on Pure, but they might actually get him Pulling Blade in the backpack. The Pulling Blade is in the backpack.
And I mean, what, that happened last game, right? Except you wanted the dust instead, I think, from MC. So you needed that. I mean, that was a must kill from Tickles. All these rotations have not been paying off for them. Finally, you're going to be able to bring down Pure. You know, we do see though what happens when Thompson gets the Arcane Rune. The tier 1 tower goes down mid lane. So in the end, still Tundra, not the worst.
Pure is giving one of those per game, you know, just not having Culling Blade ready versus NP. I mean, actually, the last game he just used it randomly on a tree farming,
true.
So it was on cooldown. This time he had a raindrop in his backpack instead, and then he just got sprouted on top of a wall, on top of a double ion shell. He could have easily walked out of that, by the way.
All right, not bad. Another kill, especially now with the tracks as well. So we're going to have to see them continuing to play aggressive here from Tickles.
This is the comeback I mentioned in the lineup that it does have, right? Like, you can make things happen on the map. If they had no stuns before, that wouldn't be possible, but with some chains available this time around, it can work. The only concern I do have right now for the side of Team Tickles is, well, okay, Ducalis is dead, but my biggest concern right now is, like, this is not a Wind Ranger game it's supposed to go. It's not supposed to look like this. I'm afraid that, like, last game you have a TA farming, you're like, okay, well, it's fine, it's TA, she's gonna get farmed. Wind Ranger isn't good at coming back through hitting creeps. Like, you're really far behind on Olnit, and I think he needs to just join the fray. Make things happen. His hero is really strong, his spells are strong. His hero is strong, but it's not good at farming these neutral camps.
So if your playstyle is wanting to match, trying to be active with the rest of your team, does Maelstrom kind of enable that? Because it's a farming item, right? Or is this, would you prefer another item to get a little bit more active for the Wind Ranger?
No, I mean, it's fine. You still need to be able to farm. And plus, it's one of the highest DPS items that goes with the Focus Fire, right? So I think you get that item, like, no matter what, for the most part. You can maybe argue some games that Diffusal Blade first can work, but not in this particular game. And plus, it'll slow your farm down too much. I just think you do have a Bounty Hunter. You do have an NP. You have an Ember that's ready to go. You just run at them as 5. You find a way to kill the Sven now, because if you wait every single minute that goes by, you're going to probably be down 100, 200 GPM on this Sven just because of the difference in heroes, right? Or as you can potentially kill the Sven, you can slow down his farm. But that being said, you do have the Maelstrom online, so your farming speed will catch up a little bit. Well, you're not going to catch up to anything, but it will speed up a little bit. You're not really slowing Svens down. So that's still my big concern here. Level 13 Sven farming versus level 10 of Wind Ranger right now. Both these guys just been hitting creeps the whole game.
Should be a nice little freebie. Very interesting placement to go for the TPR. Very cute with the placement, but not enough. All right, another kill, another track.
Do they not see this ward? Oh, I think he's trying to get vision on that ward. He just... Alright, that's... Either they don't know, or they're just going to let it sit there for a little bit, but Whitemon did place a nice little ward there.
The freebie onto DeCarlos as well. Pretty deep vision from 9 class, and MC was in the area to be able to connect to, so... A couple of supports going down. We do still see, though, Tickles wanting to try and play around this mid lane. You got the power rune up in 20 seconds, and importantly, you got a T1 tower that must go down. They want to respond, though, Tundra. MC is going to come in. RP at the ready. Narman's going to try and get the tracks going. MC is going to find the bounty, though. So, nice little start. Narman, he'll have some reinforcements nearby. It's not the cleanest kill. Mechanism's going to be too late to repair. Meanwhile, MC gets focused down from Ulnit, and Lorenov as well was able to find the remnant at the last second. So, a 2 for 2 is Ulnit in some danger, though. Pure still got some God Strength remnants to be able to work with. Thompson doesn't have anything left. He's going to try and jump over the top to deal with Lorenov, but quick jump to the right side. Looks like Lorenov is okay.
Yep, and goes and gets out of there. I like how Ulnit did decide to join that fight. Ended up killing the mag in that one. Signs of life here. Being able to take these fights. Lorn off with those really well-placed remnants, I'd say. There's 2 times I think he would have been dead if he didn't have a remnant available away from the team fight. And I think that's just how he has to do it for now. This isn't the type of game where he can just commit everything. Not yet, at least. He's going to need a couple more items here. Going into that Maelstrom. And then, yeah, the wall vacuum was pretty decent there, too. But I think they're going to wait for an opportunity where they can get an even better one with a little bit more levels in that vacuum. Only 2 points right now, so not the biggest AoE. But I want them to see them keep being aggressive here on the side of Team Tickles now. You got your Bounty Hunter. You've got a really high tempo lineup. Make it happen, and they will find 9 class here.
At least it's going to be a track kill.
That was nice.
Unfortunately.
It was cute.
Cuban no cigar, still a kill onto, yeah, the Hoodwink. Unfortunately, you are wanting those core kills, but at least it's track kills nonetheless, so being able to get a little bit of gold in the bank. Down to a 4,000 net worth lead here for Tundra.
They're really, really shard on the darks here. Interesting. A little more damage, I suppose. I mean, I don't play darks here. It's like, I don't know why this is good, but I'm just gonna assume it's good. Sometimes there's like these shards that you like for heroes you just don't play, and like, what the hell does that do? I mean, it leaves a trail. Like, I see what it does. I just don't understand why is it good this game. Yeah, it slows enemies. Okay.
Kind of like a filling thing, right? Sometimes for a hero in particular, where maybe in a game it might be a little bit difficult to play without that item or something.
Yeah, for sure.
Play the hero multiple times to be able to get that idea.
Pretty good with the Ember too, I guess.
Speaking of the Ember, Lorenov. Yeah, let's go to this T2 tower. This is a very difficult position for them to be able to go for these dives. They're playing like you're wanting them to.
I mean, that's the feel thing where you're talking about, right? Like, you put this ion shell on top of the Ember, and the moment he slides anyone, it's gonna apply that trail, which is going to instantly slow them. So even more annoyance to the sleight of fist here. Makes sense. I think this is a very specific to having an Ember on your team thing.
Is it from the shell or the surge?
It says it's from the surge. So you just surge the Ember, and then he uses the slight, and then all of a sudden he slows everyone in an AoE.
You are coming out. MC on the front as well. Got to be careful if they're grouped up here. They're going to be able to cancel the blink. Thompson's still able to get towards the backline, but there wasn't the RP to start, and MC might not get it off with the damage they're dealing onto the Magnus. Steps over to the left side. Meanwhile, it's still a messy fire from Tickles. Lorenov having 0 impact at the moment for the Emperor. They're going to try and find a way to re-enter. A BKB from Pure at a perfect timing stops the shackles, and even without the RP from MC, it really doesn't matter in the end.
All right. Well, they got the BKB out of the Sven, so they are keeping the gold lead to 5,000. I mean, they had a 5k gold lead at like 10 minutes, right? And it's now 20 minutes, and it's still the same. So that's good. That's actually really good. especially because you're playing versus a Magnus Sven. These heroes are known for farming really, really quickly. So the fact you're able to trade these kills and they're going straight for the Sven here. He has no BKB. If they can manage to find him here, and guess what? Quelling Blade, it's in the backpack for Pure. if they can find him, but it looks like they're going to go somewhere else.
They're going to try and hunt towards Tundra's high ground instead. It's like Whitemon's
Not
going to be the first
Whitemon
point
again.
of contact. It's pretty difficult kill, just running up into the mines, and they're so hesitant. Tickles feel like this is not a fight that they want to take. You know, MC's ready if someone sticks around a little bit too long. Unfortunately, just lacking 150 gold until the Harpoon. Very cool that this Techies heroes with proximity mine can have so much vision advantage for a team.
Quite nice indeed. I mean, Whitemon's been doing a really good job being like the first point of contact in almost every single engagement, right? He just knows exactly where they're at. It's just good map sense. That's all there is to it. And him realizing as a position 5 player what he needs to do. I think it was Poppy was one of the first players that really kind of like invented this playstyle with his Enchantress of just using your position 5 lowest net worth hero as a point of vision. Because Sven doesn't want to go in first. Mag, he wants to go in when they have vision. Let's put it that way. These heroes want to go in when they see a target. They don't want to go in blind. So someone's got to give the vision. And Whitemon's been doing an exceptional job this game of being that vision for the team. Whether it's his body on the line or his minds, whatever it might be, he's giving the information so that Pure and so MC can have better forms of initiation.
Speaking about vision, it's a very early gem pickup as well. 22 minutes in, Thompson running around with the gem, so might be able to dive to Carlos under the tower. There's that Harpoon, MC freshly completed. Gonna go fishing and find a freebie, and a little bit of, there's even a double damage rune down bottom if they want that to help with some of the objective taking.
One night, twice.
Yeah, why not? Building their lead up now. I think the thing they're really waiting for right now is going to be Wind Ranger BKB. Because you've hit a point now where Pure, Blink, BKB, Echo, Mask of Madness, it's all online, right? He wants to fight. He's good to go. And if you look at the other side as well, you got your Harpoon, Blink on the Magnus. Thompson has Blink, Ags, Diffusal. All these guys have every item they could ever wish for to fight. But you're not quite ready on Team Tickles. You want some more items. I think Ember's good to go. Darkseer's been good to go. I think he wants his Blink, which he's really close to. And then the last thing that you really need is Ulnet. Well, that's not going to work.
Oh, no. You can't have that happening. It's just Whitemon again, man. Like, the support from Tundra, we of course, sang the praises from 9 class in the early game. Then you were just highlighting what Whitemon's been able to do for Tundra, and even he's able to set up that catch onto Ulnet's Wind Ranger.
Yeah, and he's just trying to farm his BKB there. He may have had a chance of living if he would just keep running, but you can't. I mean, Ulnet's just having a really rough series, I want to say. He's having a rough one. You can't just TP out in front of a Techies like that. The Blastoff has a stun, you know, and it will go off before your TP goes off. I guarantee you that every single time. Not quite reading that one well enough. And he goes down again, and this is how this game can get a bit out of hand really quickly. It's like they're all waiting on Team Tickles. Every single one of these players.
Oh, what?
Okay, and they're going to find Force Major.
Like, no way. Thompson somehow reads Force's position in the tree line, so they get the kill under the Darkseer. Oh, I mean, they're trying to instantly TP top to set up with Nama along with Lorinov, but 9 class, what's the call? Is it going to have any boys to be able to come on over? Not in range for the chain, so another very difficult kill for them. No TP. I think Narman was able to read that though, so yeah, very nicely done from the bounty. They will eventually get this hoodwink, but it takes them so long. Look at the map. Mid shoved out. You got bottom being able to potentially take a T1 tower. You're inside their triangle, taking the Ancients.
Yeah. It's pretty good here. I like the build on the hoodwink as well. He went for just 2 points in the bushwhack, maxed the scurry, went for the scurry evasion when active talent too. Just being very evasive and honestly annoying. Normally, I'd see a lot of Hoodwinks just max their first and second and 1 point in the Scurry, and then go for the Bushwhack cooldown, but I've been very impressed with this build. It's just a different way of playing it from what I normally see. But regardless of that, it looks like Narman's dead.
He's dead, and maybe others as well if MC is able to catch up to own it. And to be the last little bit of vision required. They've just been able to get nothing going for Team Tickles, and not only in this game, but the entire series as well. They're already instantly looking at TP mid, potentially setting up onto Dakalis, who might make it out a little bit shy with the Bushwhack.
And Thompson's going for the... I would say probably not objectively the best item for this game, but one of the swaggiest items for the game. Arcane Blink already online.
Okay. I didn't even... I saw he had Octarine. I'm like, okay. You know,
nah, this is you know... Sometimes to just get places you need a car, but he went for the luxury car option.
So it feels like, as a whole, I mean, not this game in particular, just in general, like this item is maybe a little bit undiscovered with some of the buffs that we've seen to it. I mean, lower cooldown, the resources able to provide you just that extra jump range as well, mid lane. What's going on here, Force? A decent start, all things considered. Pure's going to try and mitigate some of the damage out of Olnet with the stun, and as a result, it means they're only going to get the kill into MC, and Pure's still going to be able to catch up to the Wind Ranger, so cannot escape back to the safety of his base. So it was not a bad start from Force at all, but in the end, it's not going to matter with Tundra's positioning.
Yeah. And you just don't have the BKB, right?
Oh, another pick-off.
Yeah, it's getting pretty rough here. I mean, it's been rough for a little while. There was a small moment where things were stabilizing, right? But the wheels totally fell off on that one, and I think just the Wind Ranger at this point just doesn't have the items needed to fight. Just a few minutes too slow, honestly. And I think that comes a lot down to the laning stage, right? I feel a lot of it comes down to participation. Ducalis, yeah, he's dead. He wants a high five, but
slap it. Oh, he missed.
They're just playing with their food at this point.
Wait, hang on. Meanwhile, Thompson and MC, they just ran into Olnet at his high ground. Didn't see how that one started out, and now MC's already looking for more, as well as Thompson, for the last little seconds out of the Rolling Thunders, able to catch up to Force, and long-range Atos as well. One by one. It doesn't matter where they are from Tickles. I mean, Force is... that's pretty cute, but Blink, surely? No way. All right, Thompson's going to be able to jump over and follow. He's really making him work for it. I mean, this is quite an escape out of Darks here. Got a trail that kind of is a bit of a beacon for MC, but it's like he's okay.
You can disable that technically from the looks of it. Yeah, well, I mean, what more can you say? You know, it's like, great, Darkseer escaped. You know, at least that's not another death, I suppose. But at what point is this going to come together? I would say, you know, I keep harping on Olnet on, like, this BKB. He's died, like, 3 times trying to farm this BKB already. And during those 3 deaths, every single core, not even just core, even supports have added +1 item to their inventory. Pretty sure the Hoodwinks item progression over the past 5 minutes has been better than... not even pretty sure, I'm 100% sure the Hoodwinks item progression has been better than Wind Rangers over the last 5 minutes.
Oh, he's almost got a Gladnian out of the Hoodwinks, so alright, very cool.
Yeah.
Well, you know, we saw last game Tickles weren't the team that wanted to tap out early on when game was looking grim, and see if that's going to continue to be the case. 15,000 net worth lead. It's feeling like a desperation smoke out of them. And Pure is very far away from anyone, but it's not going to matter. He can pop BKB, 3,500 health they have to go through. He's taken a lot of damage though, but we'll be okay.
Yeah, he'll be fine. I mean, he potentially could have died there. Oh no, I guess with the harpoon.
Oh, since about to solo kill the Wind Ranger again.
Yeah.
Oh,
he's dead.
Dude, Thompson. Oh my god.
And I just want to see at this point Team Tickles just play it out, you know? And the reason for that... well, I guess there's a team fight. Or what if we call this a team fight?
It's a bit of a scrap going on. I don't know. Lorenov is trying to get some spells from afar, and Never feels too safe to be able to do so, though.
Because after game 1 and the resilience they had to just continue playing, I want to see that again throughout, like, I just want it to be their team identity, you know? Because if they were to call it early after being so resilient in game 1, to me that would show that the team potentially mentally were not in a great spot, right? But if that's just their motto, and they're just like, no, we're just going to play to the end no matter what, this is how we're going to do things, then I respect that.
See, it's never over till the very end, and I mean, it's still 87% for Tundra. So not die, but it's getting to that stage, so make a try into Thompson, but quick ag shot into the Rolling Thunder, and now with the vulnerability, it's going to give enough time for Tundra to be able to react to this. You've already got Pure jumping in with the stun onto 2, Silence is there as well. Lorinov trying to get out of the range from Pure and will be able to do so, but meanwhile, own it again. Without the possibility of a BKB to protect him inside the fights, he is free food, and Tundra 0 casualties.
Yeah, it's a bit rough. I like how a lot of these players have been realizing the power of the Light Collector. That tier 2 neutral item that a lot of people just think is garbage. It gives you an absurd amount of mana regen and HP regen. And I've been seeing it more and more picked up. And he's even choosing to hold on to this Light Collector over the Vindicator Sax, which he just had. So it's kind of like showing the value of how much regen this actually gives you. And it's absurd, especially at nighttime when you're low on mana. And it gives you move speed too. I think this is something that also a lot of people didn't really understand for a while. But this item actually gives you a lot. It's not just being able to break and destroy the trees. That's like the most useless component, unless you're playing versus like a Monkey King, or in this case, a Nature's Prophet, right?
Case, yeah, I mean,
yeah, you can just kill the trees.
We don't have to mention if he actually puts a Quelling Blade in the backpack, right? He doesn't need that item anymore. He's got his own free slot for a Quelling Blade.
But I've been seeing a lot of players just get this regardless of the active, just because it gives you a lot more than what you expect. But I do like it this game versus NP. It's incredibly good.
Second loss out at Tower should go down fairly easily here from Tundra. 20,000 net worth lead. Let's see what the call is going to be from them. Of course, they've got plenty of time left to work with the Aegis. They want to brute force up this higher ground or wait a little bit longer. They're not going to wait at all. God Strength activated for Pure.
Be a little careful with this. I mean, you popped your God Strength.
MC. Nice slap from Lorinov. Disjoints the Harpoon. Thompson's going to have to jump in to try and protect his Magnus, who is taking a decent chunk of damage. Own it finally with the BKB, but it's not going to be enough. Meanwhile, Pure over to the right side, deals with a couple of the supports, and Thompson still wreaking havoc on the backline as well. Doesn't get the finishing blow, but that's where Pure is able to come into play with a jump in. Assassinates Lorinov, who does have a buyback. You may look to go for it. I mean, you have no mag. God Strength is down. We'll see what the call is going to be from the boys on Dyron. Yep, there's the buyback coming into play. You've got to get something, though. Lorinov, it's a pretty good chains onto 2. Pure one's out, though. BKB, TP, no hesitation. They're happy to cut their losses at 9 class.
All right. Signs alive. A couple buybacks required for that one, but it saves their barracks. And they also get a kill onto the Hoodwink as well. I think what really was good in that fight was you have to go way back to the beginning where they got the Magnus, right? The Mag tried to go on an Ember Spirit, which I think in hindsight, right? Maybe not the best target to go on if you are on the MC here on this Magnus, because he just remnanted out, Sleight of Fist out. You're probably not going to do a skewer play onto an Ember specifically, and then he uses Manta. Then
speaking of the Ember,
speaking of Ember, yeah, that's not great. That's a dieback, by the way.
And they also see Force as well underneath the high ground ward, so Thompson instantly will move over towards the Darkseer's location. And they're going to get both heroes nearby as well. And yeah, there's no escape for Own It. You can try and pop the BKB. MC should get in range for the up. It's not even going to matter. A bash is there. The G's are dropped. And what a beatdown of a series for Tundra. This is so much momentum for them now leading into their next series in the upper bracket.
Yeah, they showed they're clearly the better team here. Team Tickles, they came in with an idea of how they wanted to play this game. Didn't work game number 1. Game number 2, they tried the same approach with a couple changes here and there. It also didn't work. I think Tundra just on a roll here, and Team Tickles, they're going to just need a little more practice. Unfortunately, Olna just couldn't find his footing in this series at all. Had a rough one through the laning stage and matchups that his team probably was hoping he would do better in, but didn't really work out there. But yeah, props to Tundra yet again. Just 3 lanes won, kind of clinical game here. A little bit closer from Team Tickles, but at the end of the day, it still really wasn't close.
Yeah, like you said, they came into this series as a whole with an idea. Unfortunately, that idea for them is not going to work out. So they'll have a little bit of time. I mean, they're going to be playing their last series of the day for Tickles, so they'll be able to kind of have a break, go over some of the issues that happened. But really impressed overall from Tundra. Again, I want to go back and mention that, of course, in the first qualifier we've had recently was Bet Boom Darcher, where they lost in the first round to OG, then they won 4 series in a row without dropping a map. You face OG in the grand finals and they got stomped. It was 3-0. Those games were not close at all. And it looked like they learned a lot from that series, because then again in Dream League, they won all the 2 series they needed to qualify, and from there they haven't stopped. They just absolutely beat down Tickles in this series, and we're going to have to keep a close eye here on Tundra and of course their run through, because again, there's only one slot here for Western Europe to make it over to Birmingham. So it's for Tickles in particular, this is going to be a very long and difficult run for them in the lower bracket. But for us, we're done for our first series of the night. Fortunately, it's going to be a pretty long break though, so of course there's a lot of other games going on, a lot of other regions going on as well, so there's still a lot of Dota action. But for us on this stream, it's going to be quite a long break until we come back, but you will see you guys after the break.
'cause you're the thing I want. I know you're feeling different when you're stressed out, but even with no makeup you still stand out. 'Cause no one makes me feel the way you do now, like you do now. The way that you move your body, you make it look like a hobby. Every time that you touch me, it's electricity. Things we discovered underneath last night's covers. Everything came so easy. It's electricity. Electricity. Whoa. It's electricity. Electricity. It's electricity. When it's late at night, I feel you on my skin. My skin, you're all that's on my mind. It's finally sinking in. You're it. I know you're feeling different when you're stressed out, but even with no makeup you still stand out. 'Cause no one makes me feel the way you do now, like you do now. The way that you move your body, you make it look like a hobby. Every time that you touch me, it's electricity. Things we discovered underneath last night's covers. Everything came so easy. It's electricity. Electricity. It's electricity. Electricity. It's electricity. The way that you move your body, you make it look like a hobby. Every time that you touch me, it's electricity. Things we discovered underneath last night's covers. Everything came so easy. It's electricity. Electricity. It's electricity. You move your body. Electricity. You move your body. It's electricity. level up. Raise that level up. Raise that level up. Raise that level up.
If I gotta do it, I'ma do the most. Since they paid to see a show, got the South overflow, yeah. If I gotta do it, I'ma do the most. Watching me, they take note, raise a toast to the goat, yeah. Body be dripping and sandy, part of my nose with that fancy. Money on me, I got plenty. 100s, 50s, and 20s. Stay fat, lot of them. Rags, house by the lake, bought that. Opposite the brakes, draw back. Paddock on my wrist, I'ma hit 'em with a drip. They gon' pay the VIP to get a pic with me. I'm a star, brand new keys to the car. I'm the boss and the king and the czar. Got me so high, so addicted, telling me I'm the only queen of his heart. Guess I let you co-star. If I gotta do it, I'ma do the most. Since they paid to see a show, got the South overflow, yeah. If I gotta do it, I'ma do the most. Watching me, they take note, raise a toast to the goat, yeah. If I gotta do it, I'ma do the most. Since they paid to see a show, got the South overflow, yeah. If I gotta do it, I'ma do the most. Watching me, they take note, raise a toast to the goat, yeah. If I gotta do it, I'ma be the best. You can bet I got the recipe. Mastermind, creator of this high vibe energy. Only thing I'm loyal to is building a legacy. So quit testing me. Lot of commas in the bank, I'm a provider. Tell the amateurs stay in their lane, ain't no outsider. Bought a mansion in LA, right next to Mariah. Write a song, get filthy